If almost everything we see in the distant universe is redshifted, does that really prove that space itself is expanding? In the energy filament theory, what we call redshift is first and foremost a change in rhythm, not a rubber sheet of space being stretched. Textbooks usually give you two neat boxes to put redshifts into. One is cosmological redshift, where space is said to swell and drag the wavelength of light along with it. And from that picture you are invited to conclude that the universe is expanding. The other is gravitational redshift, where light has to climb out of a deep gravitational well and arrives to us redder. So black holes and massive objects get filed under that heading. In this picture, both boxes share the same underlying engine. When the tension in the energy sea changes, it changes how fast particles can run through their internal cycles. And light simply reports that change. Where the local tension is high, the internal rhythm of particles slows down. If an electron is oscillating more sluggishly, the light it emits has a lower frequency, so it looks redder when you measure it later. And this is what we call source rhythm redshift. Near a black hole, the tension field is pushed to an extreme, so the rhythm of matter is dragged almost to a crawl, and the light that leaks out carries a very strong redshift tag from the moment it is born, even before it has flown anywhere. There is a second layer on top of that, which comes from the path itself. Light does not cross an empty, frozen grid. It travels through a landscape of tension that can slowly evolve as it moves. If the tension along its route is relaxing or tightening while the light is in flight, the timing of the wave crests is nudged bit by bit, so that by the time the light reaches you its rhythm has been retimed compared to what it was at emissions. This is what this picture calls evolutionary path redshift. It is not about the bulbs changing colors. It is about the beat being stretched or compressed while the note travels through shifting air. Put these two effects together and you can create a redshift pattern that looks, from far away, exactly like what an expanding universe would produce, even if no global stretching of space is actually happening. Distant sources could all look redder simply because they were born in regions with different base rhythms and then crossed tension fields that had been slowly drifting. That is why this view dares to say that redshift on its own is not a smoking gun for expansion. It is a record of how fast the drummer was playing at the source, plus how much the tempo was dragged on the road. And reading it as space is getting bigger is only one possible interpretation. Black holes are special in this story because they are extreme amplifiers of tension adjustment. They slow the local rhythm to the limit, so anything emitted from just outside their outer critical layer is born with a huge source redshift baked in. And at the same time, their presence sculpts and constantly reshapes the large-scale tension landscapes around them. Light that merely passes through that neighborhood can pick up an extra layer of path redshift on top of whatever cosmological history it already had, simply because the corridor of tension it threads is being recarved as the black hole breathes, spins, and feeds. Viewed this way, the black hole redshift that textbooks tucked into the gravitational box is not a separate curiosity, but the most extreme two-layer case of the same mechanism, local rhythm dragged slow plus path rhythm slowly edited in transit. This perspective directly challenges the comfortable shortcut redshift equals expansion and suggests that part of what we've been calling evidence for swelling space may instead be evidence that the universe is full of evolving tension fields, with black holes acting as the loudest accents in that cosmic rhythm. Later in this series we can peel this apart in detail and ask which observations truly require expanding geometry and which can be read as rhythm plus path. But for now you can keep one simple sentence in mind. Redshift is the story of how fast the universe was ticking when light was born, and how much the beat was stretched before it reached your eyes. Tap follow, share it on New Physics, Clear Universe.